World News at noon on Ono 103.5 FM. In the news this afternoon, petrol price crashes again as Dangote Refinery announces new reduction. On the African news, 46 dies, 10 injured as Sudan mourns military plane crash. On the foreign scene, Israel frees hundreds of Palestinians in exchange for hostages. While on the sport news this afternoon, Liverpool eyes Ademola Lookman as potential Mohamed Salah replacement. Now the news in detail. In a significant move impacting Nigeria's fuel markets, the Dangote Refinery has announced a reduction in the ex-depot price of premium motor spirit, commonly known as petrol, to 825 naira per litre. This decision, as stated by Aliko Dangote, president of Dangote Industries Limited, is a strategic response to prevailing market dynamics. The refinery, which commenced earlier operations this year, has invested over $20 billion to enhance Nigeria's refining capacity and reduce dependence on imported fuel. The fuel price cut has intensified competition within the downstream sector, prompting the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to adjust its ex-depot price to 899 per litre. Also in the news this afternoon, the Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has expressed serious concerns regarding threats received following a substantial seizure of illicit drugs. The agency recently confiscated a significant quantity of prohibited substances, marking a critical step in its ongoing campaign against drug abuse and trafficking. The crackdown underscores NAFDAC's dedication to safeguarding public health and maintaining regulatory standards. In the aftermath of the seizure, the NAFDAC chief reported receiving intimidating messages suggesting attempts to deter the agency's enforcement activities. This threat highlights the challenges faced by regulatory bodies in combating well-entrenched networks involved in the illicit drug trade. Despite these challenges, NAFDAC remains resolute in its mission to eradicate the circulation of unauthorized and harmful substances in the market. Still on the national news, in response to the past explosion in the Bodija area of Ibadan, Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde has pledged immediate assistance to those affected by the tragic incident. The explosion resulted in the loss of lives and significant property damage, casting a shadow over the community. Governor Makinde, during a visit to the scene, expressed deep sympathy for the victims and families, assuring them of the government's support during this challenging time. The governor has directed state emergency management agencies to expedite rescue and relief operations. Community leaders and residents have been urged to cooperate with authorities. The state government has also called on citizens to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activities or potential hazards to prevent such tragedies. And on the African news this afternoon, a tragic military plane crash in Sudan has resulted in the death of 46 individuals with an additional 10 sustaining injuries. The aircraft, engaged in a routine mission, went down under circumstances that are currently under investigation by Sudanese authorities. This incident has cast a pall over the nation, prompting an official period of mourning as the country grapples with the loss. Eyewitnesses reported that the plane experienced difficulties shortly after takeoff, leading to the catastrophic crash. Rescue teams were promptly dispatched to the scene, where they worked tirelessly to recover survivors and provide medical assistance to the injured. The identities of the victims have not been publicly disclosed, pending notification of their families. In response to the disaster, Sudanese officials have extended condolences to the bereaved families and have pledged a comprehensive investigation to uncover the cause of the crash. And now moving on to the foreign scene, and a significant development, Israel has released hundreds of Palestinian prisoners in exchange for hostages held by Hamas. The exchange, facilitated by Egyptian mediators, marks the conclusion of the first phase of a delicate truce in Gaza that commenced on January 19. Hamas handed over the bodies of 4 Israeli hostages who were kidnapped during an attack in October 2023. In return, Israel began releasing 620 Palestinian detainees, including men, women, and minors arrested in Gaza. Likewise, coming from the United States this afternoon, the U.S. State Department of Defense has issued a memorandum indicating that transgender service members will be separated from the military unless they obtain specific exemptions. This policy shift follows an executive order signed by President Donald Trump in January 2025, which aims to bar individuals identifying with a gender different from their biological sex from serving in the armed forces. The directive emphasizes that such identities are not consistent with the humility and selflessness required of a service member. Under the new guidelines, transgender personnel are required to secure waivers within 30 days to continue the service. These waivers will be considered on a case-by-case basis and granted only if there is a compelling governmental interest directly supporting combat capabilities. The policy also halts the enlistment of transgender individuals and discontinues gender transition procedures for current service members. And finally, on the sport news this afternoon, Liverpool Football Club is reportedly considering Nigerian winger Ademola Lookman as a potential successor to Mohamed Salah, whose contract is set to expire at the end of the season. Lookman, currently playing for Atalanta in Serie A, has delivered impressive performances, making him a prime target for the Reds' summer transfer plans. Sources indicate that Liverpool has initiated contact with Lookman's representatives to explore the feasibility of a transfer. The 27-year-old winger is viewed as a strong candidate to fill the void that Salah's potential departure would create. Lookman's agility, goal-scoring ability, and experience in top European leagues align with Liverpool's strategic objectives for the upcoming season. However, Liverpool faces competition from other Premier League clubs, notably Arsenal, which has also expressed interest in acquiring Lookman. Additionally, clubs from the Saudi Pro League have also shown interest in the Nigerian international. As the summer transfer window approaches, Lookman's future remains a subject of keen speculation, with multiple clubs vying for his signature. And that'll be all for now on the World News at Noon on Honor 103.5 FM. Before we go, here is a recap of the major stories. On the national story today, we informed you that NAFDAC Burs has raised the alarm over threats after illicit drug seizure. And on the African news, 46 people have died and 10 are injured as Sudan mourns military plane crash. On the foreign scene, Israel has freed hundreds of Palestinians in exchange for hostages. And finally, in sport news, Liverpool is eyeing Ademola Lookman as potential Mohamed Salah's replacement. For Eyewitness Report news mentions and news commercials, contact the Honor FM newsroom at 0915 103 5555 or 0704 800 1035. You can also check out our website at www.honorfm1035.net for more information. I am Timito Kwadada. Thanks for listening.